Welcome to AEW's Final Battle. Not using ROH. Sorry, I'm not like everybody else. There is no ROH. There's nothing. That's not a brand. It's not even a company. It's just a product from AEW. That's just it is. That's it. Now, before I get started, let's put this in perspective. I'm not going to wait until the end. I did Deadline, and now I'm doing Final Battle. Which one is better? You're about to find out. I'm not going to lie to you. Were they both on par with each other? Most of the part, yes. Both of them made big mistakes in their product. Both of them made big mistakes in their pay-per-view. Who was a little better? That would be AEW's product, but not by a lot. Let's start. And I did not see 0 Hours, so I can't tell you what happened there. They did do when they did an interview with Top Flight, because supposedly Top Flight and the JAS with Daddy Magic and Parker, they both had matches. They both won their matches, and they both got pissed off at each other and started fighting one another. I'm not going to say any more than that because that's all I know. So I don't know if their matches were good or not. It's not the point. The point is this is what we got. Now, opening match, which I'm like, why? What? ROH versus what was his name? Dralistia. I believe that's his name. Dralistia. Honestly, when you see Dralistia with ROH, you wonder what's going on with Andrade. He's still not back yet. I'm wondering when he will ever come back. Then you say, I don't mind AR Black, and I don't mind Blake Christian. But I am going to say this to people who know what I review. Blake Christian has been on Impact Wrestling, not just New Japan Pro Wrestling and AEW. Wouldn't they mention that? Why didn't they? They're mentioning all his stuff. Why didn't they mention Impact Wrestling? Because he's been on there more than once. In fact, almost did a full feud there. They already lost points with me like that. If you're going to say where he's been generally, you worked with Impact Wrestling, mention the damn thing. Then you got... I know people are not going to be happy with me with this. I'm going to be honest here. Was the match alright? Yes, but the ending was stupid. There was a lot of botchiness in this match. I am not going to tell you that was 100% trash, but I am going to tell you that it was botchy as hell. Look at one point. When you see Blake actually nail Dralistia, does look like almost a Spanish fly, but it was done crooked. Might have been doing a side type of slam. You actually have Blake Christian literally run through a damn ref. It's in my face. I believe I got that shot. He literally positioned himself. The ref was right in his face. He doesn't decide to change his position. He literally nails the ref in the left damn shoulder, almost hitting him in the freaking head. This is the stupidest match I've seen. Doesn't mean it was 100% trash, but it was stupid, particularly once AR Fox got the pin on Delistio. It didn't even know that he even pinned him. He was wondering if he was going to kick out. Guess what? Delistio didn't kick out. I think they were supposed to last a little bit longer than that. And he's going, what? Did I really? Really? And he's not acting surprised as a face. He's acting surprised because he didn't think Delistio didn't kick out in time. He thought he kicked out. So that's how messed and botched this match was. I'm not saying it was total trash, but it was fun. But here's where the thing where it does become a big L. You got Delistio. That's his name, Delistio. Working with ROH. And I have a feeling that he's going to be seen a little bit more on AEW TV because Andrade's not back. Then you have Blake Christensen, who is not an AEW worker. I don't even think Delistio is an AEW worker, but you're going to still see ROH more because he's been on the roster longer than AR Fox, who I'm not going to lie here. Why did they hire him? Why? Why the fuck did you hire somebody that is getting more time than most of the damn roster in the damn back? I don't care if they're signed as AEW or slash AEW ROH. If you got people in the back that are not being seen much, but you hire an AR Fox, who shouldn't be hired right now because you got enough people on the damn roster that should be covered in 3 freaking shows. Dynamite, Rampage, ROH, not Dark, not Elevation, ROH, Rampage, Dynamite. Why are you doing this? This was dumb. Like I said, the match was not 100% trash, but it was botched in some places. And it just done. Now, the ROH women's title of Mercedes Martinez and Athena. This is where I'm glad it happened, but I'm upset as hell. Was the match bad? No. Seeing Athena cheat? Fine. There's no problem, but one. They said Athena won 12 straight matches. 12. With this new attitude of hers where she does not give a damn who she hurts, that she's going to destroy someone when she wants. I'm fine with that. Why in the fuck didn't we see it on Dynamite or Rampage? Why in the blue fuck? A woman that we know has the moniker, has the pedigree of a veteran, and is extremely popular, has been on Dark or Dark Elevation most of the time, has 12 freaking wins, and we see none of it on Dynamite or Rampage, or even mentions it. I wanted to see some of the information about her 12 freaking wins and her new attitude. None of it. So even though her parents were there and they showed her mother dancing to her music, and I gotta say this, I'm hoping that she maintains her jacket, that white jacket that has the LEDs on it. I think she looks way better than she was with the wings. The Fallen Goddess having that jacket, that white jacket, I think looks way better than her folding wings. And I hope that's what she uses from now on. But even with the folding wings gone in her new jacket, now she's ROH Women's title holder. And Mercedes Martinez has been gone for 3 months, probably due to injury, has finally came back and dropped it to her, which is a good thing. I feel nothing. Nothing. And I want to feel something from Athena because I actually do like Athena. I really do like her. When she was Ember Moon, I really liked her when she was in NXT. They barely did anything with her on the main roster. She went back to NXT, reinvented herself, did great until she was fired, and then came to AEW, looked great on the main roster. Then she disappeared. Now she's on ROH's Final Battle, which is not ROH, it's AEW. And we get, she has had 12 wins, she has a new attitude, she has a new ring attire, and we've seen none of it. Bullshit. This is garbage. Let's move on. Next, the match that I do not understand. Was it a bad match? No. Sean Taylor's, well, let me give it to you like this. When you look at Sean Taylor, I think I've seen him a couple of times before. I saw him in MLW. I believe I did. A couple of times when I had a chance. I did do a review, I think, of episode 150 or 149. And he was on there. I did see him, I believe. So I thought there was something different about him. I didn't know what, but since it was only 1 or 2 times probably I've seen it, I can't say that I could pin it down. Now, Griffin, J.D. Griffin, I don't know nothing about him. Nothing. But I will say this. J.D. Griffin being a full-dress MMA fighter with no boots on, barefooted, with an ankle support on one ankle, with gloves, he fits the moniker. If he really is still doing MMA, just like Jake Hager is, but he decides to do the full MMA like he's in the ring, at least there's one person out there that does it that has been seen on AEW TV and pay-per-view. So it's alright. Seeing Swerve and Lee made no freaking sense after the last match when they had the Acclaimed and you saw Keith Lee walk out. Why did we go back to this? Why? Why? Why couldn't you have Sean Taylor go up against Keith Lee? If you had to have Swerve by his side because he didn't trust Griffin, I could understand that. But having a damn match, particularly in the very opening, I believe I got a shot of it, and you see that Keith wants to do a fist bump, and you see Swerve walk away. It just made me feel like, what was the damn point of you seeing that Swerve walks away from this when Keith Lee did it already? This tag match didn't need to happen. Even if you didn't put Griffin or Swerve there, isn't there an automatic story there? 7 years in the making where these two guys were supposed to be in a tag team in ROH, but Keith walked away. He walked away. He left. Why? Why didn't they just make it a singles? And then if you wanted to make something special between him and Swerve, and that is Lee and Swerve, after the match is over, if Swerve was allowed to win the match, which he probably would, because I don't think Sean Taylor of Sean Taylor Promotions is actually signed to ROH. I don't know. If he won it, you could have pretty much Swerve come out and whoop his ass because he was exhausted. Why not do that? Why not? This made no damn sense, particularly once Swerve walked away. And then Keith Lee managed to win the match anyway, which would have gone fine with Taylor versus Lee. I'm just saying. You guys tell me below if that made any sense. If anyone thinks that every match here was perfect, I don't agree with you. Explain the reason why this match needed to happen. Because I don't understand if Keith Lee is now finished with Swerve, and they should have never had that backstage segment where Swerve approached him and said, "You better think carefully about your words." That should have been the end of it. They should have gone straight into a feud that everyone knows they should have done. I just don't get it. Now, the six-man tag title match between Castle and the Boys versus the Gates of Agony and the Brian Cage. This is a good thing because we're not seeing Castle and the Boys anyway. Doesn't mean I hate Castle, doesn't mean I hate the Boys. But we don't see them on TV. We have seen the Gates of Agony through the Embassy with the Prince. And we always see Brian Cage. So I understand why they dropped it. The match was fine. And seeing that that Delton, what is his name? Delton Castle, knowing that he's still wearing a back brace and he still decided that he loves wrestling so much that he wants to continue wrestling, I commend him. He's still a decent wrestler, even though he shattered his back. Not everybody can come back from a back-breaking injury. Not many can. Seeing him is interesting. But because they don't show him on TV much, on Rampage or on Dynamite, they need to drop it anyway. So giving it to them was the wisest thing to do. I'm all right with that. Now, TV title match. What? Excuse me. Samoa Joe versus Juice Robinson. Got gas. There you go. Gas. But this is short. I don't even need to say much to it. I didn't expect Juice Robinson to win. He wasn't going to win. But here I'm going to say this truthfully. Should Samoa Joe hold both titles? No. I can understand why they're doing it, but they don't need to. He needs to hold two. I know people won't agree with me, but give Wardlow the TV title and let Samoa Joe have the TNT title. He's got more credibility as a champion than Wardlow. I'm sorry. Wardlow was hot before, and he held that title for a while, but now he needs to move away and go to the world title picture. But they're not doing it. So give him a title, which is the TV title. Just give it to him. At this point, ROH stuff is not even fully mixed with AEW stuff, so he will be seen and cared about a little more than AEW. And let the guy who's from ROH and Samoa Joe pretty much have this. I'm just saying, this is how I feel about it. The match that I felt was the best singles match that was there was Wheeler Yuta versus a Daniel Garcia for the pure title. This was the best singles match of the damn show. You got an automatic story where Yuta just cannot stand Garcia holding that damn title. And you could tell in the very opening of it, you got Garcia pretty much messing with Yuta and punching him in the face, and he got his warning, but then Yuta punches him right back. Flat out, they wanted to get that done. They wanted to make sure that neither one of them could ever do it again. Then, 3 rope breaks, forced rope breaks. 2 of them were done basically all wrapped up in the ropes by Garcia on Yuta, which is actually a very good thing. And then eventually Yuta himself, he had no choice but to do it. So it was well done. I was fine with this match. I enjoyed this match. Out of any of the other matches there, I enjoyed it. Not saying that Mercedes Martinez and I will tell you this. When it came to Mercedes Martinez and Athena, that was the second best match of the night for me personally for any singles match. That was second. It wasn't perfect. I'm not saying it was, but I enjoyed it more. I will tell you, by the time it was over, it was very well done. I enjoyed the Garcia and Yuta match. And seeing that when Yuta wanted to shake hands, Garcia kicked out the title out of his other hand, then picked the damn thing up and then handed it to him. That shows how Garcia is. He is, hell, he's a New Yorker. What? He's one of my people. I'm a New Yorker, baby. We are the type of people, understand, we're the type of people that we don't like getting beat by nobody. There's several categories of New Yorkers. Some that are totally laid back and won't give a damn. Some that are hyper competitive. Some that just want to fight. And some that are a mix of the two. That they're hyper competitive, don't like to lose, but also like a damn good fight. There's a little bit more out of most of the other. There's a couple of more categories of that, where there's some that are pains in the asses that like to just bullshit around, some that just like to badmouth but don't want no fight. There's some that are like that, but these are the ones that you can see easily in wrestling. I'm just saying. Next, the second best match of the night in total, not just about singles, just the second best. The best for me was Wheeler Yuta and Garcia. That was the best match of the night. The second best match of the night was the dog collar match, double dog collar match, which was the second one in history of ROH, which I kind of wish they had more time to build, but they don't do it. But if they did, that means they would take away more from AEW. They damned if they do, they're damned if they don't, and this is still Tony's problem because he shouldn't be doing it in the first place. But when you do it, you're supposed to promote it properly, and it was not promoted properly because it wasn't enough to do. You really needed them boys on AEW TV so people would know that this was important. You need FTR to be dealing with them more on AEW TV so you would know how important this is when the damn pay-per-view comes on. You can really see how important it is. But doing that takes away from AEW TV. But since, as I just said, Tony Khan made the choice to continue putting AEW alongside ROH, you're supposed to do the job properly, which they could have more exposure, but there wasn't. Was this a good match? Damn straight it was. A very brutal match where all 4 participants started bleeding. Them boys were bleeding. Jake, I believe, I forgot the guy's name, who are from the Briscoes, because I don't see them often. I don't remember the first names of the Briscoes very much at all. But both of them were bleeding heavily. Here, I believe there are 2 shots. I got them both. Here they are. I'm telling you this was a brutal match. It was a very good match, very brutal match. And in the end, them boys get the mock titles. I'm not being nice here. I'm not gonna be nice about the OH tag titles, which have no prestige. I'm sorry, they got no prestige. The AAA tag titles and the New Japan Pro Wrestling, IEW, I forgot what they call them. Their titles, I can't remember what they call it. But essentially, there are 2 titles with real prestige and 1 mocked title set. I'm sorry. It was time to get them off them so they can go after the AEW titles. The IWGP. There you go. I can't believe I couldn't remember that. But the IWGP, I think the reason I'm botching here is because they made this so important. And those damn titles don't mean a damn thing. Yes, the Briscoes are signed to AEW, but they're doing nothing except maybe going to Dark or Dark Elevation if they're being seen at all. Because they're not showing anything on YouTube. I don't believe they still have a network to go to. So what are they doing? If they're being seen on TV, that means they're being seen on Elevation. They're being seen on Dark Elevation. No, they're seen Dark and Dark Elevation. You see, I don't even care about them, so I'm botching their words. This sucks. I want to see more of the Briscoes. Put them on regular TV. Put them on Dynamite. Put them on Rampage. I want to see them, but we're not going to much. Let's move on to the last match of the night. And I know I can mention also about the Gun Club, but I'm not going to, because I want to see how far they're going to go on Winter is Coming, because Winter is Coming, and Dax already made it very clear they want to murder them. So I want to see how the murder is going to be. I'm not going to mention any more than that. Now, the final match. Claudio Castagnoli versus Chris Jericho for the ROH World title. Now, this is where it gets interesting. The very first move that's done, Claudio wants to shake hands. That is tradition. That is normally done in an ROH ring. He basically gets kicked, and then you see Chris run outside, and he wants to take out both commentators. And I gotta say this about, what was the guy's name? I can't remember his name because I don't see him often. I forgot his name. But the one who wrestles. Because I've seen him in NWA, and I've seen that he does do, forgot his name, but pretty much you know who I'm talking about. His commentary was kind of so-so. I wish they had gotten somebody else to do it. Not that I hate him, but since I don't hear him often, and he kind of felt off, I felt like they could have had someone else there. Other than the person that's already there, who's been doing ROH stuff on Dynamite and Rampage all the time. I'm just saying. But once Chris tried to take them both out, gets nailed by Claudio, you basically have a decent match. Look, you can say a lot about Chris Jericho, particularly that in his age bracket, which is my age bracket, you wonder if he can continue doing this. But he is. He's still giving really good matches. It may not be as energetic and athletic as much as many people want, or high flying, but he still knows how to make it look good. And in the end, for him to actually tap out to a Claudio swing, a Castagnoli swing, roughly around, what was it? They were nearing around 30 when he started tapping the mat, and that was it. And he's done. What did I feel? Was this wise? Only under one condition. Only under one. One, ladies and gentlemen, this makes any sense. Only one, that you're willing to drop that damn title from Chris and play it on Claudio. That ROH got a TV deal in January, or ROH is going over to YouTube in January. I'm saying it now. If they don't have a TV deal, this made no sense. You could have left it on Chris, because it would give it more exposure, even though it doesn't deserve it, because there's no brand. If they're not going to YouTube, it's the same damn thing. I'm just telling you guys that if this does not lead to a ROH brand or ROH channel of its own, in other words, they reactivate YouTube's ROH, other than just spotlighting a couple of people that's supposed to go in the final battle, this was a waste of time. If they did not get a network deal, either for Turner or for somewhere else, this made no damn sense anyway. It should have just stayed on Chris, because people recognize Chris as a real champion. No matter how much you want to say it, and understand, I love MJF. He's a freaking wonderful heel. I want to fucking hate and smack the shit out of. I love him. He does a great job, but he doesn't feel like a damn champion because there's 2 damn titles. 2! You got the ROH World title, and you got the AEW World title. There should only be one on the damn show, because they're not just leaving the ROH title on Rampage. If they had done that, and only exclusively left it on Rampage, then there would be no problem. But you got the ROH World title going from Rampage and Dynamite. And that's where this doesn't feel like anything. It feels like a damn mid-card title, their own title. This is so stupid. Now, was the show bad? No. It was good. With a lot of botchiness, but it was not great. I'm sorry. Was it better than Deadline? Yes, but not by much. I'm being honest here. Deadline was a good show, but it was not great either. There was a lot of problems in it. But when you look at Final Battle, in its entirety, where a lot of stuff made no damn sense, matches that were botched. The first match with ROH was a botch. You saw what Blake Christian did. He literally ran through a damn ref and whacked him on his own shoulder and almost near his head. That should have been automatic disqualification. It wasn't. That was stupid. I'm sorry. It wasn't 100% trash match, but it was a dumb match, particularly that even A.R. Fox didn't even know he won because Delistia, I can't pronounce the guy's name. He didn't even kick out in time. I think it was supposed to go an extra 5 minutes. I truly believe it was meant to go an extra 5 minutes, and it didn't happen because Delistia couldn't kick out. I'm just saying. Peace.